Hey guys, welcome to another Friday night watch talk with Bobby Legs and friends, and I'm joined here by my good friend Marcus. The day or two, was it the day after the GPHGs, right? Or was that yesterday or was that
That was
Wednesday? I don't know.
yesterday.
That was
That was
yesterday.
yesterday.
Hey,
Yeah.
Amin, how you doing?
You go.
So we're gonna go over the list of the winners and crown our champion this year, who and I think we all know who that's gonna be. But anyway, Marcus, what are you wearing, man? What do you got on wrist?
Let's see. I've got the Explorer 2. Nothing too
Explorer 2.
fancy today.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Nice little work watch, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Almond, what's going on, bud?
Rob, Marcus, how's it going?
Good,
Good, good.
Good,
good.
good.
What do you what do you have? What spicy
Still,
thing you have on
still
wrist tonight?
wearing my Azimuth here,
Yeah,
Mr.
great,
Roboto.
great watch, man.
Mr. Roboto.
Mr.
Thank you.
Robot. After we talk GPHGs, um, if we have time, let's talk a little bit about that watch and that brand and some of the other offerings.
Sure.
If you feel up to it, Almond.
Yeah.
I got a little the Citizen Chronomat. Oh, it's getting washed out because of the white dial. Let's
Mm,
see here. The Chrono
I
Master.
hate how like my bedroom's lights
beautiful.
also knocks everything out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Need to
So
improve lighting.
pick this up. A little bit smaller than the chicken I had before. Nice little watch. You know,
Yeah, I love it.
got a good price on it. Can't complain. Let's say hello to the chat and see what they're wearing on wrist. Joey B, how you doing? Hey now, what's going on? Bruno is here. How you doing, Bruno? Rick on watches. What's up, Rick? Wolfgang, I sent you a link. That's probably about 5 minutes ago. Sorry, it was a little late. Bill K is here. How you doing, Bill? Um, Wilson, what is up? Good to see you, Steve. Mr. Time Hill here. Deech, hey, wearing the discus burger, the Seiko discus burger,
So
as it's
awesome.
called. It's a very,
That's a
very
really
cool
cool
one.
Seiko, and I don't say
Yeah.
that often
You
or
sure
ever.
don't.
Easy Clayton's here. Dan, how are you? Keith, how you doing, sir? Um, Justin R. strapped in, hoping that you made out okay after the another hurricane in Florida.
Mm.
I'm not sure if it came in your direction, but anyway, so I'm wishing you the best and everybody in Florida. Um, Ken Spear checking in from Pittsburgh. How are you, Ken? Big Wrist, how are you? Sporting the Doxa 200T yellow, very nice.
Nice.
Um, Pale Horse is here. How you doing, Pale Horse? Caliber is here. What's up, Mez9? How are ya? Hobby Bobby, yo. Hobby Bobby, there he is. Yo. Um, can Marcus please repeat what he just said? Yeah, no,
It's probably not
no,
happening.
probably not happening. Yeah, it looks like Wolfie's not showing up because his hair is a mess.
Yeah. Some serious
Um,
bedhead, I guess.
Alan, how are you, Alan? You're wearing the Hamilton Pilot Pioneer Mechanical tonight. Justin saying it did come my direction, however, we beat it back with increased levels of Florida, man. Okay. John V, all the way from Saskatchewan, Canada. Now, is that like Western Canada, Marcus? Or
Central?
Central?
It's central leading west. It's
Okay, okay. All right, gotcha.
prairies, I
Um,
guess.
yeah. Um, Rick, 84 and sunny today in Florida. Very nice. Very nice. Um, Genevieve, I got the Citizen tonight, and Marcus is wearing his
Old school
Explorer 2.
Explorer 2. Yeah.
Okay, so let's pull up. Let's get right into it. Um, the GPHG prize list. Now, well, I would say what about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago,
3 weeks ago. That's
three
about
weeks
3 weeks
ago that we
ago.
got
Yeah,
together,
it's a while
right? Oh,
ago.
time flies.
Yeah.
Colin and I made it to the chat and we had our predictions. And do you have a running tally in your head, Marcus?
I
Who came
actually
out on top?
did the tally. So I want to put this in context first, okay? So like I would say 5 out of 14 categories is pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah.
If you're because there's like 14 categories. If you're hitting 50%, you're doing well. Okay.
Yeah.
So and full disclosure, I think the last 2 or 3 years I've sort of hit 5. I've never hit more than 5. So I think I did better this year than
Yeah.
anyone else. Well, than I've
Yeah.
ever done. So factoring in that Rob went all in on a certain form factor and pushed all his chips into the middle, and none of them, like one of them won, and it was the one that he didn't pick.
Yeah.
Rob did extremely well because if you went all in on the Parmigiani, he still got 5 out of 14. So
Yeah.
that's pretty solid. And I think Colin exceeded expectations. Like he came in full Florida man, came without a watch, came in unshaven, and he got 7.
Yeah.
And somehow I managed to get this is the best I've ever done. I got 11 plus 2 bonus points for 2 of my losers got one of the discretionary door prizes, so that ended up well.
Wow. 11.
Excellent. That's awesome, Marcus. And we're
Amazing.
going to go through that.
I will never be
And
able to replicate that.
Marcus got
I
into
might
the
as well
mind
retire right
of
now.
he got deep in the mind of Adrian Barker and his
Yeah.
ilk.
I own Adrian Barker.
yeah. Yeah, Bobby, if it wasn't for Parmigiani, maybe Colin would have been in last place and not me. Uh, Junior Johnson saying hello. How are you, Junior? Um, Martin Manze, hello from Buenos Aires. All right, South America. I think that is at least the first person from South America watching the stream that I know of. Awesome, awesome. We've had Asia, we've had Australia, Europe, and now we have South America. I'm excited. So what do you need? Africa and Antarctica. All right. I'd be if we have people joining in the chat from Africa and Antarctica, I'm gonna lose my ass. It's gonna be great. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome, man. I'll be on the map, man. I will be on the map. Um, hey, Wayben is here. What's going on? Just got back from a cocktail party at the Grand Seiko Boutique in Soho. Awesome. I think maybe a couple guys we know were at that. All hail Marcus Shrimp Parmigiani. Yeah. More like shrimp Parmigiani, right? Okay, so let's go here. And Marcus, since you got most of them right, let us know if you got. We'll go through each category here, and if you didn't get it right, like what did the pick surprise you? So the Aguidor Grand Prix, the MBNF Legacy Machine Sequential 2. I think this is the one of the ones you missed. Is that correct?
Yeah, I missed the Aguidor because I picked the Kodo.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I see the path to naming this watch Aguidor. The reason why I didn't pick it in the the reason why I didn't pick it in chronograph, I thought it was too busy, it was too complicated. But again, I think that it really sort of oscillates back and forth between simplistic and really complicated, right? So you've seen some in the past, like you've seen the Piaget, the ultra thin, which is just really well put together, all sorts of design languages, and this one is just like, whoa, what is that, right?
Yeah.
But it had the chops to do it. It had it probably Max is popular enough, and it's from a master movement maker. It's one of the all-time favorite GPHG form factors, and they did something. They sort of yoked 2 chronographs together in a very interesting way, and they had interesting materials,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to argue too hard.
Okay. Fair enough. I know you didn't get to play along a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Did this pick surprise you or?
I don't know. It's not shocking.
Yeah.
I think that the point Marcus made about popularity is interesting. I mean, Max Busser and Kari Voutilainen have now independently won more GPHGs than the
Yeah.
vast majority of brands. They're each of them is like in the top
Yeah.
7 or 8 brands now, maybe
Yeah.
higher than that. They've won so many. Um, but it's a very impressive watch. I mean, you can certainly make an argument for it.
Yeah.
Well, so what makes MB&F so popular? I mean, not too many of us can, you know, afford one of these, right?
Yeah.
I know MB&F, they with the they've made a more affordable release, the Mad One, which is another winner, by the way, and we'll get to that later on. But what makes this so popular? And not just this watch, but just MB&F in general,
I
amongst
think the
collectors.
watches have a lot on their own, but I do think personality and the person at the top is a big
Hmm.
part of it too.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but the watches themselves, they're unique. They are, um, um, a lot of crazy ideas, bringing in collaborators. I think that with the whole Legacy Machine series, going to a round form factor makes them sort of more digestible. And then, the big floating, beautiful balance wheel set,
Hmm.
prominently shown in each one of them is a good start. A good kind of framework to build,
Yeah.
their different iterations under.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rick brings up a good point. Yeah, the name slipped me. Stephen, yeah, Stephen McDonald is one of the best, right? So again, it's the movement is worthy. Chronographs very rarely win. Like what you've got the microgirder and the Sontigraph, and that's about it, right? Um, I, like Max Booster, he's like the varsity quarterback, and like Milan's like the JV quarterback. Like
Mm,
MBNF is like the kind of cool that Moser wants to be.
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna say that like
Yeah.
everything like MBNF does is cool, and like none of it's like face palm or cringe.
You're right.
Um, Moser hits about 80% of the time, but like the other 20 is like face palm and cringe or like
Yeah.
dad jokes. So um, that's that's why I'm always gonna prefer MBNF to Moser as like brand to brand.
Right. Hobby Lobby's
and
saying
they
the storytelling on the MB&F is better than everyone else as well.
and MBNF takes like real risks where they're doing
Hmm.
something that seems like, oh, nobody's done this before, and it doesn't come across like a gimmick, or with Moser it's almost sometimes you can't tell if they're doing a gag or a real effort.
Well, they're hedging, right? Because then if it misses, they can be like, oh, it's a gag. Like we're
Yeah.
Yeah.
being like iconoclastic,
Mm.
right?
And
So
they've
they've
done
always
this
always
for a
got that
long
built-in
time.
hedge, and it's kind of
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, it's a little annoying. Like when the what was it, the first is the HM4 that looks like it's car inspired. When Max Booster tells a story, like they didn't know if that was going to completely bomb and they were going to be screwed, you know. But it's all legitimate efforts, like big efforts.
Yeah. Hey, Dib is here driving to NOLA. All right. Well, drive safe, Deb, and appreciate you listening in. Okay, so let's move this along. Uh, Ladies' prize, Parmigiano Fleury. I believe this was one of your picks, right, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm gonna just quick fun fact. Colin was the only one to hit both ladies categories, by the way.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Just
Well,
throwing that out there.
he's a ladies'
not
man.
not
He
surprising.
is.
Yeah. Um, so the ladies, the Parmigiani Tonna here. The complication. I'm actually. I don't think I picked this. But
Yeah, you picked
I'm
the show
actually.
me. Colin picked us. That's how
Yeah.
he got. Yeah.
I'm really happy for Hermes. I really loved this watch and was happy to see that the other one won as well. Um, the other size. Great looking watch. I just didn't think it had like this is something like a woman. I was trying to be keep a woman's perspective here, and this didn't feel like something that um
Yeah.
a woman would wear. You know what I mean? Um, So that's why I didn't pick it. But I'm very happy that Hermes won here.
I was surprised that both form factors, both watches, it's basically the same watch and it won across two
Yeah,
categories. I don't know how that happened.
yeah,
I don't think that's ever happened before. Yeah,
right. I mean, other than the size and the coloring, right? I mean, it's the same exact watch,
yeah. I don't
right?
think we're gonna get to the discretionary door prizes. So I think my pick got a what was it, was it Audacity or Innovation Award, like one of the discretionary prizes too, like the
Gotcha. I think,
VCA.
yeah. Okay, so moving along, the Acrivia, Acrivia Atelier, the Metra Contemporain 2, won the men's watch. Um, was this another pick of yours, Marcus, or no?
Yeah, this was. I think it was both a no-brainer and kind of one that I had to sit down a bit because
Yeah.
like it took me a while to get to that. As I said, because I think this was a really competitive category this year. Um, and I wouldn't have been surprised if four of the six watches nominated won this. So this wasn't like it seems like Recep Rezepi is a giant among men, especially in the men's category. But it was really really close. I bet. Like he had to fight Kari Voutilainen, he had to fight
Mm-hmm.
sort of Parmigiani. Wasn't
Yep.
easy.
Yep. Wolfgang, speaking of Colin, is a ladies' man as long as they're not poor. Um, Amin snuck in here. When you see Colin hit the poses, you know he's in touch with what the ladies want. hmm 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 And Colin is here. He's reading these. Okay. Busted. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
keep moving on. Here's the other Hermes won the men's complication, which look, I mean, I thought that was pretty stiff competition here. Um, but again, not mad about it. I love the watch, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I think it was only in the sense of stiff competition in the fact that I don't think there was any exemplary watch, to be
hmm
honest, out of those six. Um, but yeah, I I like this watch. I don't know whether I'd spend my own money on it, but it's something I
Right.
would consider for sure.
Yep.
Uh-oh, we lost Rob for a second there.
Mhm.
So let's see.
I'm looking at that watch, that Hermes, trying to figure out how it
And he's back.
works.
Sorry, guys.
It's
It's like the satellite moves the the dial around, sort of that sub dial around.
oh, that whole subdial moves around. That's
Yep.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Very
really
cool.
neat.
Yep.
Yeah.
based on the time
Oh,
zone. Yeah.
I like it. That is
Okay.
cool.
Moving on. Iconic watch prize. This is one you picked, right, Marcus? You picked this one,
Yeah,
I
in
believe.
spite of all the fact that this has a lot of is missing a lot of styling cues from the
Yep.
original Monaco.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, like this is a joke category. Like
Yeah.
I hate this category.
What were some of the other nominations? I mean, I know I didn't pick this one because I was
Um,
bent out of shape because
I'm
it's
looking
not.
at it. Breitling BO1 chronograph,
Yeah.
IWC Big Pilot 43,
I
Yeah.
I think you picked the Casquette and Colin picked the
Yep.
Zenith.
Casquette,
Yeah.
Zenith DeFi, AP, Open Work,
Yeah,
Jumbo.
I think if AP had won again, in next year's picks, I would just have not made picks for this category. Like I would just
Yeah.
refuse to submit a pick.
Hmm.
Okay, coming over to the Tourbillon, the Moser one.
Yeah, this one is the one I'm a bit butthurt about. I'll be
Little,
honest.
little surprise,
Yeah.
right?
This is
I
a
thought it was.
bad
I thought
pick.
it. I thought it was the fourth best. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good tourbillon, but I thought it was the fourth best entry in that category.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were four that could win, and of the four that I thought could win, it was the fourth,
Yeah.
maybe third. Like I didn't like the Alferta as much as Colin and AJ did, but um, for me the highest I saw this finishing was third.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and you had you picked the you didn't pick the Grand Seiko here, right? Because you
No,
wanted
I
you
picked.
picked it for the Ghidorah.
Yes. So this
Yeah.
was actually the first time the entire panel was on the same page because of different reasons. Like you thought the Grubel was the
Hmm.
best,
Hmm.
and then I thought the Kodo was going to win. Colin thought the Theo Alfret was going to win. So we ended up picking our second place watches, which was ended up being the Grubel. So we all picked Grubel. We all were
Yeah.
wrong,
Yeah.
which is okay
Yeah.
because we like whenever there's consensus going forward, we were right the rest of the way.
Right. Okay. Calendar.
So can we go back to that for a second? Do you guys think that it would have been more prestigious for Grand Seiko to have won that category as opposed to chronometry, or
Absolutely. I chronometry is first of all, here's the thing, right? It's not it's not an announced category. They don't
yeah,
award the prize every year.
yeah,
Um, so the fact is like, and it's chronometry is objective, right? Either it's accurate or it's not. You don't need
yeah,
30 like watch luminaries to say this is
yeah,
accurate. You just send it to HSNY and you just pick which is the most accurate. And
yeah,
given the fact of what it is, like it should have been the most accurate. Like a constant force
yeah,
tourbillon by definition should be the
yeah,
most accurate watch in the world. So
yeah. So I
um,
think they really got screwed here. That's how
they
I
did.
feel.
Yeah,
It's not.
they
This is not. Does not compare to the Grand Seiko. Am I? You know.
no. And yeah, that's why I'm upset. Like the door prizes are kind of like the makeup calls, right?
Mm, yeah,
Um, so it's almost like a participation trophy, or oh, we screwed you over, so like we're gonna like huddle here and like
yeah.
you know pick out one of these nebulous categories that we've awarded in the past and see which one fits your watch the most,
Because
right?
Moser
So
has done this kind of watch before, except for the skeletonization, and the skeletonization here is nothing like
no,
super
no,
awesome. They really screw this one up. I think so much of this comes down to, popularity of the person, the front man, how much they like, you know, Milan relationships, but like on the basis of the watch, there's no comparison.
I think this is a great watch though, but it was up against much better watches. Like
Hmm.
this is a watch that's probably going to win an ASS award.
Mm,
Spoiler, but it wasn't in the same sort of ballpark as the Grand Seiko or the Grubel.
yeah. Boo.
Yeah, this was the one that I'm the most butthurt about. I'll be honest.
Okay, and with this calendar and astronomy watch prize, crayon,
Yeah,
um, anywhere it's called. Did any of us have this one?
Colin and I both did
Okay,
on this
Wow.
one. Yeah,
no,
um,
good pick.
I love that category.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is a
I
cool
love the category.
category.
It's become
Didn't
my favorite category.
didn't they do this before? Or is this a different one? Like a different
Um,
is
so they did the every time.
okay.
So that was that was where it tells you solstice everywhere in the world. This one is set to just the owners, but you can't
Oh,
tell. Yeah, so it's like your
I remember
secret.
now. Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
your
yeah.
secret one, right?
Yeah. This is a cool watch.
Hmm.
But I think they didn't have astronomy and calendar. It was that weird time when they were going between calendar and astronomy and separate calendars and all that, and somehow the every time fell through the cracks, and they ended up having to give it like one of those door prizes.
Mm.
KR Joy in the house.
This is a cool watch, but I would go with the Arnold and Son. At least maybe not for the award, but for my collection. It's what I would choose.
I think that's the one I picked. I picked the Arnold Son, right? Marcus, does that make
Yeah,
sense? Is that
I changed as I said in the original. I started with the Sarpaneva, went to the Arnold and
Mm,
Son,
mm,
and went to this. I
mm,
think for my collection, I'd probably go with Sarpaneva, but
mm,
I can respect the Arnold and Son. I think they do
mm.
moon phases as well as anyone in the business.
Now the mechanical exception goes to the Ferdinand Berthoud.
I think Colin was
Beautiful
the
watch.
only one that got this.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful watch, though. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm a little bit angry as well because I think I've picked this so many times, or
Yeah.
some iteration of this so many times.
Yep.
And the one year that I don't, it ends up winning. So
Yep.
I have no complaints about this. If there was like, I suspect this was probably the second most accurate watch for when the time trials at the HSNY. So this is a brilliant watch.
There's a striking Chopard full strike tourbillon with the same kind of striking layout as the Moser. Is that, do you guys know if that?
Yeah, Yabi picked that in this category, I think.
Did they co-develop that, Chopard and Moser, or I mean the movement? I'm just wondering from the
that question's out of my pay grade.
Just the way it looks. Yeah, I'm not saying did Moser, do it. Did they have a common source? I wonder. But
yeah.
Yeah, we
sure.
picked the Berthoud. It's like our perennial loser that we pick.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. Begrudgingly, some of us picked the Gronfeld.
Yeah.
Chronograph, Tantalum chronograph for this award. I think I picked this one, and perhaps Colin.
Colin picked the Chapek.
Okay. Oh, so you picked this, right? You picked
Yeah.
this.
You and I picked it.
You and I picked this. Yeah.
But Colin almost made a last minute switch, and then he decided to stand firm.
So nobody picked the MBNF here. Is that right?
No.
Wow.
So nobody picked it for Agidor. Nobody picked it for a chronograph.
I would have picked it for chronograph, but not for Agidor.
Yeah.
Because it's much more groundbreaking than the Gronfeld. I mean, I think the Gronfeld's an amazing watch, but yeah.
Rick, say many of you guys dissed the chronograph when it was introduced.
The chronograph?
Not me.
I'm going to push back on that. Who dissed the chronograph? I have not.
I can remember a couple people.
A couple people stylistically it didn't jive for them, right?
Yeah.
Because of Sudow's
A couple of our friends thought it was a funny looking watch.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about it, but I think it's it's awesome, but I'm not crazy.
I love it. If I had Rick's money, I would have one incoming too. Tantalum sub collection.
Javi admitting that he dissed the Gronfeld. Colin saying, "Damn, I did pretty well. I have the same taste as the coffee and watches guy and the girl who shills homages." Yeah, me.
What? Colin did really well, like considering he came in, like he didn't do any prep.
But he's like saying, it seems like every day there's a GPH, what is that board? A GPH. What is Barking
the jury?
Jack?
Like jury? Like some moron and gets to put on the jury.
Every day we learn that some moron. We're like, oh my god, look at this idiot! And then you look at their Instagram handle, and it's like GPHG, not committee member.
Yeah. Divers Watch Prize, the Tudor. Like I always say, if Tudor is nominated, always go with it. And I think I picked this. I think Colin picked this as well.
Yeah. So this was the second consensus, and we were right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pencil it in.
Yeah.
All right. Tudor's got an entry.
Moving on.
They win.
You and Colin picked this one, right?
Yeah.
This is really cool. I just would like to meet the person wearing this. Just like to see what else they're wearing, what they're going to, what the occasion is.
Yeah.
I mean, this is freaking cool.
Is this meant to be worn on your right hand with the face on the wrist?
I think you can wear this wherever
wherever you want.
I guess so too. Yeah.
This is so cool.
It's damn cool. Yeah.
Watch inside the mouth. I mean, come on.
This is like a Marie Antoinette watch.
Yeah. Rick saying Brit for a GPHG panel. Oh boy.
And I'm thinking you have to have pretty slender wrists to pull this off, unless they make a plus size Serpenti Mysteriosi
like
eye jewelry.
Boa. Like a boa, right? Yeah, this is more like a garter snake and size, but
Boa.
Artistic Crafts and Watch Prize.
I think our panel was unanimous again, and we were right.
Wow.
Good looking watch.
I like a lot of these.
Yeah. Kari does surprisingly well in artistic crafts. Like you'd think that he like has a stranglehold on on the men's category, but he also has a stranglehold on artistic crafts. He wins ridiculously in both those categories.
I mean, he partners with artists, right, for these watches.
Yeah.
And he's like the MBNF of partnering with these Japanese artists.
Petit Aiguille. Marcus, I think you won this one, right?
Yeah, by the process of elimination. I figure I weeded out the shitters in the Grand Seiko, and
Yeah.
we ended up with this.
Yeah. I think I picked the Grand Seiko, right? And yeah.
This is a cool watch, and they
It is
released
a cool
like a
watch.
12-piece
It is.
limited edition in purple. I was tempted.
Yeah.
I was tempted, but look how look how far the Petit Aiguille has. Like, it's a cool watch, but like the
Yeah.
Petit Aiguille has fallen so far. Is it inflation? Like, do they need to increase the price threshold?
I mean,
Because
that's an interesting point.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the threshold now for this? 10?
Yeah,
8, I think. Is it 8 or 10?
It's either 8 or 9. I don't think it's 10.
Yeah.
They need to increase the threshold.
Yeah.
This category is terrible. It's been terrible for the last 2 years.
Well, I mean, you're looking at like for example, Kadoke. Now his Petit Aiguille winner that he had a couple years ago wouldn't qualify for this. Because
Oh,
his
it's
pricing
10.
is over.
It's 10
It's
because
10 now?
this one you picked is 9,800
Yeah.
So it
Swiss
is 10.
francs.
Yeah. I figured it was 10.
They need to increase it.
Yeah. I think
Because
so,
we're
too.
getting some terrible. This is like, it's like you're set to anoint the next big thing, right? It's because that you're usually, if you're coming out, you're introducing something in under 10,000, and then you sort of move your way up, right? So like,
What's challenge? Is challenge up to 3?
challenge is, I think it's 3. It's at this point it's shitters.
Because how does the Louis Erard Messina get into
It might be 5. I'm not sure.
into Petit Aiguille? It's crazy.
I think this is 4 or 5 that did the challenge now.
Ugh.
But this is a pick you and Colin, right? You guys both picked this.
Yeah, I mean that Ranger was like, I think I know you picked Tudor for the sake of picking Tudor, but like that Ranger was so blah.
Yeah, no, it's terrible watch. It's just I mean, that's not terrible. It's just,
no,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Mechanical.
We didn't pick clock. Yeah, we didn't pick clocks, but I'm very confident that all 3 of us would have picked this, because this is the most ridiculous clock I've
and
ever
it's got
seen.
the birds. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Okay.
Price including VAT, 5 to 10 million is the estimate on that.
Yeah. The chronometry prize goes to the Grand Seiko Kodo.
Like, I mean, again, I think the last time it was awarded was 2 or 3 years ago, and it went to the Bertude, right, when it was in mechanical exception, because the Bertude lost. So this is like sort of your consolation door prize, I guess.
Colin says, "LOL, I just noticed your name."
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. I was made a group expert in the prestigious Canadian Watch Club Facebook group. So my appearance fee on the Bobby Legs channel has increased, just so like we before the show today, like
we had to work it
as
out.
we were going through the curtains, it was like a Ultimate Warrior Vince McMahon before SummerSlam kind of thing, where I wouldn't come on unless Bobby gave me a bump in the pay scale. So
yeah, just like how the Petit Aiguille needs a bump, Markless needed a bump. Hey, look, and he brings people to this, he brings seats. So I mean, that's all that matters. Okay, moving forward. The Horological Revelation Prize. Did we pick this?
This is not an awarded prize, right? Yeah, this is not an awarded prize. This was another discretionary prize, and this is the worst discretionary prize, because this horological revelation is the most arbitrary thing. Like, this year, you've got like a completely handcrafted, gorgeous watch that was very much in play to compete in a very competitive men's category, and last year's award winner was some Furlan Mary shitter. So like
Furlan
this is
Mari.
like this is the worst. This is the worst door prize. Sorry, buddy.
This was they had to apologize to 2 people for giving a Moser that freaking tourbillon watch category.
Right.
So they
No,
made,
this was in men's.
oh, this was
This
men's?
was in men's, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Audacity Prize goes to the Bulgaria Octo Finissimo Ultra 10th anniversary. Marcus, one of your watches that for Innovation Prize, you like this watch, right?
I picked that in women's complication.
Yeah. Yeah. Really cool watch, really cool way to tell the time. I think
Yeah.
it's on the side, right? But I mean, like you have all these
But you've got
flowers.
sort of you've got the opening sort of sequence and whatnot. It's really cool.
Bobby saying Collins should lose a vote having owned and letting go to a GPHG winner had one red.
I think I've
Me too.
sold two GPHG winners. So
Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
Traded.
the Kadoki, the blue Tudor Black Bay 58. Yeah, I think those are the only 2 that I had. Yeah.
yeah.
And finally here, special jury prize goes to Francois Junot. Good for him.
Yeah.
Well, Marcus, you crushed it, man. I mean, like you crushed it like nobody's ever crushed it in the last couple years that we've done this. Awesome, awesome,
So
and
one off thing. I no, but do not expect me to hit 11 next year, please.
well, I think, and I think you know, and I was talking to a couple guys. I mean, like it seemed even the ones that we didn't pick, most of the winners were like, oh, okay. I mean, we could see that there
Yeah.
was like not much drama, not much like obvious, you know, payoff going. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe that Moser Turbo, but I mean, like other than that, like okay. I mean, we could rationalize all the people, all the watches that won that we didn't pick. You know, I think.
Yeah. I'm not going to
Um,
say I spoke as intelligently because I rarely speak intelligent, but I think I spoke as passionately about my picks last year as I did this year. And last year, I think I hit like 5.
yeah.
So,
You know, there's this whole idea of peaking. Like, you know, each of my
Yeah.
kids, they hit their max stride at a certain age, and like
Yeah.
it's no coincidence that you're now Canadian Watch Club group expert at the same time that you hit your, you know,
yeah.
11
I think it's all
GPHG
downhill from
picks.
here.
You're
Amazing way to tie that in,
it's this,
Amin.
it's this huge peak.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, you're going to these games, these plays. I mean, like you know, you got married last year. You know, I mean, like this is like, man, like
This is your moment.
this is your
This is my
moment.
moment. I need a new watch.
You know, Claudius. I mean, like you know, I mean, like you're on fire. It's only gonna go downhill from here.
Yeah, it's all downhill. I need a new watch.
So what's under consideration for the new watch, Marcus?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we talked about this on. I don't know whether you guys were on Sanjay's stream. We talked about this. It's kind of between the PF micro rotor and the Chapec. I'm gonna try and get both on wrist. I think I'm gonna get the PF on wrist by the end of the year, and hopefully the Chapec early next year, and see where we go.
You know, Joey B's, I think, might be onto something here.
Yes.
Is there a way, now that you have this distinction of being a Canadian Watch Club group expert, can we parlay, and having gone 11 for 15, you know, Hall of Fame numbers, right? This
You've been on
year.
Maso. You've been a YouTube celebrity for a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like I should submit that live stream reel as my as my resume to the GPHG.
Yes.
Yeah, as part of your portfolio. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, and like, you know, I could put together like, you know, the greatest hits here on the streams.
I think that's more likely to make that's
okay.
That's
Okay.
gonna make it less likely I'm going to be chosen.
Okay. All right. So let's walk that one back. But I think, you know, we can, you know, crowdsource this and then you know, ride you in next year to possible.
We should try. We should
Why
try.
not?
I mean, if Barking Jack can do it,
Yeah.
any idiot can do it.
Right. Oh man, I would love to see you in a room with that guy. Mm, mm-hmm, mm. Ophion didn't give a shit about Marcus though.
Hmm,
Can't win them all.
you can't win them all.
So what Marcus is saying that he did not change, so adding Bark and Jack made GPHG better?
They've
I
added
don't know.
a lot of idiots.
Marcus is in the second best group expert after the guy who flips all his watches after 5 days of ownership.
Sometimes it's not 5 days even.
Yeah,
Oh, that
yeah,
guy. He's a good
yeah,
guy though, but yeah, he needs to keep his
yeah.
watch longer.
ASS coupon codes. Phil
We
Sanders
haven't
needs
done
to be
those
on
in a
the
while.
yeah. Flanders needs to be on the GPHG jury. That you know that Bill Sanders is dying to be
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah,
Like dying. Like that's like his dream right now, right? He feels like he's been burnt because the Lyrique didn't make or whatever they call it didn't make it through the nomination process to be nominated, right? Or as part of the nominees. Like he's chomping at the bit. He wants to be.
yeah,
He's like planning with his hat on,
His process
planning.
would be like silicone hairspring out,
Yeah,
more than 3 hertz out,
right, right.
black dial
Yeah,
out. You know,
yeah,
Spring
it's like a
Drive out.
spring drive out. It's like a
yeah,
Grand
little stick.
Seiko Challenge Prize.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little stick
Or not
tree.
Grand Seiko, Seiko 5 Challenge Prize.
He'd be,
Exactly.
he'll be like, I'll accept your invitation to join the GPHG jury, but I have to bring Rich Buddy with me, Clive, and everybody else who appears on the
Yeah.
stream.
All right. Do we have anything to talk about watch wise? Were there any releases?
I'm sure they were. Let's take a look here. We can just go through monochrome and see what's going
Yeah.
on, and you guys can let me know if you want to talk about something in specifically. Um, uh, okay, the IWC Mark, no. Um,
I feel like I'm
Mm,
behind. I'm behind the eight ball since Watchville died. Like I have nowhere of looking
mm.
at collated.
right? Yeah.
Right. It's like I've got
hmm
to. If I've got to go to 8 different websites, I'm less likely to be up to date.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, I know you guys probably are not into this brand, but I mean, the Reservoir Sonamaster chronograph, I actually saw one in person and watch time. Very, very cool. The concept of the watch looked it's supposed to look like an old, like all those old radios, um, but with like a retrograde chronograph. Very, very cool. But I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. Um, I don't know. I like the brand. Um, okay. Yeah, I mean, unless the chat's got something here, Justin New Grossman, let's take a look at that.
That's a limited edition, right?
It's, yeah, I think so. Um, is that purple? Looks like purple, right? Yeah.
But it's the same. It's the same movement. It's just a
Yeah,
different
right,
dial,
right.
same form factor. But I mean, the Hematic is just. I think the reason why we don't talk about Grossman is because we respect it. We respect the heck out of the finishing. It's insane finishing, but like the dial, the aesthetics, it's just not. I don't think anyone in our sort of panel really particularly cares for their styling cues.
Yeah, I feel like, I see one Grossman, I see them all, and maybe that's not the right approach,
Yeah.
but I do get that
The
sense.
possible exception was the tremblage. The tremblage made me feel things.
Yeah. Uh, for Paul, we have the Tag Heuer, just polychrome, right? I mean, that's just basically um, the main difference, right, with the colors. They made this watch before, I believe, right?
So they
Um,
just basically ripped off the Zenith Pantone, I guess, and they stuck it. They did it and they stuck it in the tourbillon.
yeah. Um, the NBAF Legacy Machine Split Escapement EVO editions, right? Anybody wants to talk
That's
about
coming
watch?
up. That's coming up on my Grail list. Like honestly,
Oh,
like
okay.
it's well. I mean, I'm not gonna buy it, but like I keep looking at it. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah,
You know, I'm becoming more in tune with this sort of steel sports like high horology,
Mm.
like
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
like high horology watches being made into steel sports on worn on rubber. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah.
I love the Legacy machine. I think it's a brilliant watch. Um, and and I really like the Evo. Um,
Yeah,
it's a really cool watch. If I had that kind of money, I'd probably spend it on an Evo.
yeah.
I've always liked
Somebody.
the idea of taking these dress watches, high horology watches, and just making them, water resistant, m- putting them on an appropriate strap, and not necessarily making them a steel sports watch, right? Like
Mm-hmm,
if
mm-hmm.
Lange
Yeah,
had taken a Lange One and just made it water resistant and changed the strap, I would have been probably happier with that than with the Odysseus, which the design is not really my thing.
though I think the Odysseus the movement architecture is more interesting than the Longa one. I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback on that, but I don't love the 3/4 plate.
Yeah,
It's
it surely is, but
yeah,
but you look at the watch, the part that's facing you first. I mean, to
that's true.
me, it's yeah, it's. I
That's
agree
true.
with you though. Yeah.
And I think that's why Grubel's where it's at, that MBNF, right?
Mm,
It just really sings to you because it's the dial, just you don't need to turn to the on the flip side, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great
Armstrong.
watch.
Yeah,
This is an amazing watch. It looks brilliant. It looks cool. I wish I were a richer man.
yeah, yeah. Is
And
it,
for those who follow like Horo Mario Bro, the finishing on Armin's drum is as good as anything. Um,
yeah, we got to see this brand at Watch
Mm.
Time, Marcus, and very, very cool. You
yeah,
know, one of the brands that went in there with zero expectations or like wasn't really into it, and then when you see them in person, for me anyway, I was blown away, blown away. Um, Mr. Casco asking Amin, many could withstand the extra wear that comes with that kind of use? I guess high horology sports watch. Um,
I think a lot of us are not that sporty.
yeah.
Period.
Yeah,
Right. So
we all
so
think we're a lot sport.
yeah, it's just like it gives it a little more water resistance, a little more
mhm.
bump resistance, but most of us are not out there cycling with these
Yeah,
watches on,
no,
or
maybe Rick.
or or whatever else athletic people do.
Guys, thoughts on the new micro rotor watches coming out? Is this a new trend? It's been a few years with the micro rotors, right? I mean,
Mm.
I don't. Are there that many watch micro rotors coming out versus like last year and the year before? I'm trying to think.
There's a couple more like very affordable ones than we've seen before that are using like Chinese micro rotors or
right. Well, the
other
then
or
yeah,
very
Baltics and
inexpensive micro rotors. And then on the pricey side, there's a bunch that use those Fleurier Val Fleurier
Yeah,
yeah movements.
Hey Jason, how you doing? Yes, it's more the Hangzhou caliber is cheaper. Okay, scrolling down, see what else we got. Um, yeah, I mean, you want to talk about this? Well, the Oxen Junior returns to the annual
we should
calendar.
talk about the Burkas because I know nothing about it, and I think
Mm.
Amin knows everything about it.
I
Or
don't
was
know
Col-
everything about it.
I think, or was that a Colin and Show watch?
I mean, I have been interested in buying a watch from Andrej Burkus for a while, and he's sort of like a he's in Czechia, I believe, and he's on his own, and he's kind of like challenges himself to make like 3 or 4 watches a year, and each one is like a new adventure where he makes something completely different than what he's made before. Like he takes on the challenge in this case to make a central tourbillon, um, and other things. Like you can see, it has like a blued meteorite, like a heat
Hmm.
blued meteorite tile, and
Hmm.
with some sort of concave surface and a central tourbillon. But he, I think he sets like ridiculous goals for himself, solves the challenge by just persistence, and then, if you write him, somebody we know wrote him, just to say, hey, I like this watch I saw on your Instagram, and he was like, well, great, but I'm never doing anything like that again, ever. It's on to the next thing, right? So, um but when I did inquire about buying a watch from him, he's kind of willing to try anything. And a lot of the pricing is a la carte. So if you want a remontoire, 1 second remontoire, or if you want a tourbillon, or if you want to retrograde seconds, or any other kind of thing you can almost think of, he's got he can add that to your tab. And yeah, he does really amazing creative
Yeah.
work.
That's a really cool watch right there. Wow.
Are we able to see Instagram?
Yeah, I can share Instagram.
We should look at the octalars.
Oh yeah, I'll pull that up.
Because I submitted a design for one of those painted dials, but I'm just curious to see what the chat would do if they had they could sort of customize the kettlars. Like you've got the Davy Jones, and then you've got the octalars now. It's weird. Like I think so. There's been 3 that he's done, and they're all nautical, right? So you've got the octalars, you've got the Flying Dutchman, and then you've got the Kraken.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy, Only Buying Time, has been commenting on Kettlar's watches for a long time. I think he might have another one too, because I remember him saying, that one's mine or something a long time ago. But he commissioned this one. And it's cool. You see this water effect down here. It's little micro paintings he's doing.
Joe is here for the tentacle porn.
He made his own CNC guilloche in-house using a CNC machine that he built himself, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's a real Sophie's choice now. Like, what finishing do you go for? Do you go
Yeah.
with the guilloche? Do you go with the frosting? Do you go to the meteorite?
Yeah.
How do you pick?
Yep. Look at this.
That's nice.
He's doing meteorite. He's even embedding some whatever these things are.
Yeah, it's got like a DB feel to it.
Yep. Yeah. And he keeps upping his finishing standards. So some sharp interior angles here on the gear.
Wow.
It's like polished, rounded gear spokes. I mean, he keeps upping his game. Yeah.
I'm almost happy that I want a painted dial because I don't think I could pick. So good luck to those who are on his list and have to choose.
Yeah. Yeah, your concept is amazing. Can't wait to see it come to life.
I hope I get he actually calls my name at some point.
He will. You just got to stay on him, right?
Yeah.
Got to stay on him. I wonder if you can ask him if he can like guilloche the case for you or something.
Yeah.
Like get a how the T-Rex has like the guilloche case. See if you can, because the one aspect of his watches that's a little bit generic is the case. Everything else
I don't want to spoil the design too much, but I feel like, could he do dragon scale like
that's
guilloche?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Like on the dial, right? Because I wonder
on the dial.
Like,
okay.
Could he do a guilloche like paint, like a guilloche like painting hybrid? I wonder.
That's possible, but yeah. But a dragon scale case, man, that would be just sick.
Yeah. Giving me ideas now.
Yeah.
Probably increasing the price. All right, I gotta bounce. I gotta go pick up the wife at work.
See you, Marcus.
See you, buddy.
Yeah. So keep going without me. Chat about Amin's Mr. Roboto. I'm gonna be following on the drive, and I want to hear about Azimuth.
Yeah. Putting it up right now. The Azimuth. Now, this is not your exact one, is it,
That's
Amin?
my exact one.
Oh, that's your exact one. This is the
Yeah, so
first
this
gen.
is this is the first generation one. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a bit smaller. I can show you my quick
Yeah.
Instagram here. Let me share again. So this is my first
Mm-hmm.
gen
Mm-hmm.
compared with the second gen. You can see it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot. Mine's a lot smaller, even though it's quite a large watch. The second one's just huge.
Like, is it a bear? I mean, I know you don't mind big watches.
Yeah, it fits my wrist. I would still wear it. I would still get it and enjoy it, but it fits my whole wrist, right? So this top part here to the bottom part here
Mm-hmm.
occupies my entire
Yeah.
wrist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, looks more like a watch on my wrist.
Yeah.
Um, both are cool. They both have local time,
Mm-hmm.
GMT time, retrograde minutes. The original one has a little running seconds kind of nose here,
Mm.
and the time and GMT display have like an arrow pointing to the number instead
Mm-hmm.
of like a traditional hand that goes around.
Yeah.
So like the dial
Wow.
spins
That's
and the
amazing.
and the arrow points. And I like it's kind of like magnifying glasses almost over. It's almost like a cyclops for each eye. I really like the first one, but the second one's cool too. Um, there's a AD for Azimuth called Grennans of Newport in Rhode Island. Really, really cool people, and took a lot of time. And I checked out pretty much the whole collection.
And
Yeah,
some other great brands too, they sell, right?
and other great brands. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm gonna bring back the site over here.
Yeah,
And look, I started going through it, obviously being inspired by your purchase, and there's some, very, very interesting pieces. This is, different variations of the Mr. Roboto. Um, but I saw a couple things, and let me see here.
they made a bronze one of my
Yep,
watch,
yep.
and then they make some engraved piece unique bronze ones, which I saw one at Grennan's too. It was neat.
Uh, man, some of these automobile
Yeah,
um, variations I just love, and look, I mean, I've seen these watches before, right?
yeah.
Not Azimuth. I mean, I've seen, like, an MB&F that looks like the
Mm,
twin turbo,
mm.
and that married the Gran Turismo. Like, it's kind of like a blend, and very, very intrigued by both these, the Gran Turismo but twin turbo. But I think what stops me is that it's like almost like a direct copy, um, almost from an MBNF. And I tried looking up, some information to see if, like, okay, so who
Yeah.
inspired who here, right?
Yeah. Can I put that up
And
for a second? Solo me for
yeah,
a second.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, let me give you a solo layout.
Uh,
Yeah.
oh, I got to turn off my freaking
Okay.
green screen here for a second. All right. So, I thought this watch was so cool. The
Yeah.
whatever that's called.
Yeah.
It fits the wrist so much better than I thought it would. And
Yeah.
yeah, what stops me too is that it looks a lot like the HM4, MB&F HM4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
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 the Crazy Rider is highly unique. There's nothing like it. So if you like that design, it's totally unique.
Yeah, yeah, not for me.
Yeah.
It looks like you got a little bicycle chain right here in the
Yeah.
middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But definitely very unique. You'll never see anybody else wearing something like that, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
But I do love these two, the Gran Turismo and the Twin Turbo. I just don't know if I could pull it up, because in the back of my mind, it's like, it's am I trying to fool myself into thinking
Yeah, yeah.
something
I
that
feel the
it's not,
same way. Even though it is quite different, but
Yeah,
it's
there's Hmm.
but it's clearly inspired by, right?
Yeah,
And it's a way
absolutely.
cheaper version, and I would have a hard time too.
I mean, you if you read what the folks over at Azimuth are saying,
Yeah,
and this screen is taking a little while to load, but they'll
yeah.
tell you that no, actually it's
I know.
strictly car inspired, right?
Yeah,
It's this the page is not loading.
yeah, yeah,
It's not the MBNF at all.
yeah,
It's just kind of hard to
yeah. They're
swallow
full
that,
of it.
right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't believe it, but I
Um,
do like the watch a lot.
but I think you got the one. Like if there's the one to get from
I
Azimuth,
think
I mean, you got it.
I
You
feel
know?
that way. Yeah, out of the ones that are unique to them, I think I really like the one I got. I mean, of course, the one I got is inspired by those 1950s robot toys, but
Hmm.
it's not inspired by some other watch company or watch brand. So
Right.
yeah,
Here's this is the bronze, right?
yep, yep,
I mean that's cool too.
yeah, yeah. It is cool. I like it.
Uh,
I even thought about getting a bronze one too. It's like, but that would be crazy. But I've thought about it.
and here are the space ones. I mean these are really out there.
Yeah,
Um, Interesting, Brent. Like
yeah.
yeah. I mean I kind of I kind of just want to just push through it and maybe pick one of these up one of these days. You know what I mean? But
I definitely feel like I'm I like the idea these days of something that across the room just is not shaped like a watch or any
hmm
watch we've
hmm
seen before,
hmm
and it's just something completely different.
I mean I could do that with like one watch in the collection, right?
Mm, yeah.
Not maybe multiple watches.
Mm,
And so like I think Watchbox has this the Remain Jerome that you have.
mm.
Um, what's the star? What's it called? The Starship or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Um,
spacecraft.
spacecraft. And of course, I put it on my watch list, and then they send me a coupon. It's like under 5,000, right? It's like 4,900. And it's like, oh man, that would be perfect. But I
S-
mean, like I already
But
know three people that have that watch. You know what I
but
mean? So
they're given way better deals than that. If you some of our friends have gotten,
yeah, would
yeah,
negotiated with them.
yeah,
Um, Yeah, but I mean then now it's like okay, what a
yeah.
bunch of people have that watch, but and then I have like the eBay coupon, on top of that.
Maybe a bunch will have that watch, but less than 100 people in the world have that watch. So it's
So it's
still
like a de facto group watch. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
not you're not going to be it's not like you're going to see a lot of people with that watch though. For
yeah.
real. Yeah.
Um,
I mean it's yeah, I know
that's very
that,
cool.
me, another one of our friends, and then I know Watch Chris has it,
Watch
but
Chris has it. Yeah,
yeah, but that's not that many people.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I should just like
If you like it,
throw it out
you're
there.
welcome to borrow mine. Check it out if you to see if you like it.
Oh, I know I'm gonna like it. I
Okay.
already, you know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah.
like these watches that you
Yeah.
just know. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Oh yeah. I know.
yeah.
Um, Well, we're at the 10 o'clock hour, and
Yeah.
it's my bedtime. But I appreciate you coming on tonight
Thanks,
and
Rob. Yeah.
talking
Always
watches
a good time.
as always, and chat. Again, you guys help make this a great night every time we do this, right? And so really appreciate that. And we'll see you guys on Tuesday. And stick around on Sunday. I will be. Um, the announcement video for the Citizen Sayosa that I'm giving away. So just be on the lookout for that if you guys have participated in that giveaway. And if you haven't and you want to, just go find that video and just put a comment in the comment section. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Have a great weekend. And see you on Tuesday. Take care.
See you
See you,
guys.
Amin. Bye bye.
See you, Rob.